I was thinking it's all about the work, but it's all about the people. Team-GPT.com/careers. Hi, you're listening to the Data Room podcast where we build Team-GPT in public. Please tune in and follow our journey. My name is Iliya, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Team-GPT. I also teach 1.3 million people online on the topics of data science and AI, and I'm a serial entrepreneur with so far 3 startups, I would say. Thanks for listening. I'm here with my co-host, Moni.
Hi, I'm Moni or Simona. I'm the head of product at Team-GPT and all things that are in progress there.
She's also amazing at very many things, but too humble to say them. Moni is one of my, I would say, all-time favorite coworkers. Sorry, everybody else. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the team, and I'm very happy that I'm going to be having this discussion with you.
Thank you. I'm also quite happy. The past 4 years that we worked together were one of the most exciting times in my life. This one is beating it. Like Team-GPT, the project is beating it. So really cool that we're going to talk about it.
Very exciting.
Yeah. Do you want to say how you got the idea for Team-GPT and maybe just give us a little bit of info what Team-GPT is?
Right. Since I live and breathe Team-GPT, I always forget that I have to introduce it. Team-GPT is an AI startup, which is a collaborative platform where teams between 2 and 2,000 people adopt AI at work. And we've got currently, at the time of recording, we have 27,000 users, and some of them Johns Hopkins University, Columbia University, Maersk, EY, and so on, and all of them, they love our product, and I'm very happy and thankful to our team for building this product so well. And this episode is a part of a pilot of several podcast episodes where we want to bring everybody up to speed with what we've been working on for the past year, what are we going to do in the next couple of months, and hopefully next 10 years.
Yeah. Who are the key players, and how did you get them on board?
Okay. As an entrepreneur, something I've realized during the years is that you're building your team all the time. It's not about you watch some movie, Ocean's 11 or something, and it's like they assemble this team in like one day. I don't know, they call on the phone and then they have the best team together. This is not true. This is not how a team is formed. It's formed throughout the years. You work together, you understand each other well, you work on one project together, 2, 3, 4, 5, and throughout the years you build a team. In this specific case, when we started Team-GPT, we were already a well-formed team. We had 5-6 core people who are very capable, and I know some of them I worked with some of them for 6 years, with others for 3 years, and so on. So I'll get in directly into the specifics of the initial Team-GPT team, and my 2 co-founders are Ilko and Javor. Ilko is our CTO, and I first met Ilko on a different project. He was a developer, let's say developer for hire, something like this. We hired him from for a different project, and he came and he was a tech lead over there. I think we kicked it off quite well, and maybe 2 months after we met and he joined the project, he wrote to me and he said, I have a startup idea, can I discuss it with you? I was not directly working with him, right?
Yeah.
He was working with the CTO at the time, and we met, but we didn't talk that much. So this was the first moment when I realized maybe we might do something together in the future. This guy wants to do startups. He's technical. With time, I understood and I saw that he's he's a brilliant developer.
Yeah, one
And
of the most capable developers, right?
yes, very very
So
much so.
impressive.
Yeah, um, very very good. He started coding back when the internet was quite new, and
Mm.
he was building these first websites when nobody knew what websites were. And then he's been through every technology change. He's very curious, so whenever a new technology comes around, he just goes and starts like doing stuff with it,
Mm.
experimenting.
Mm.
So yeah, this is how we met. And then we worked together for a couple of years. And when Team-GPT was starting, um, Ilko and I were very enthusiastic about the new technology,
Yeah.
chat-gpt, at that time. And actually Ilko was the person who came up with the name Team-GPT, and he bought the domain for $10 back
Yeah.
then. And this is one of the major, I would say, as a marketer, one of the major reasons why we started was
A really good name.
really good name. This was very important for me to get on board
Yeah.
with our own idea.
Yeah.
This is very important to
Nah,
trust in your own
for sure.
idea.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the name and the impact that it has in one of the next episodes,
Mm,
because it's still it's like it keeps on giving this name that we have.
keeps on, yeah. High impact name.
High impact name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Ilko is one of the co-founders. The other one is Javor. And Javor in his birth name. So Javor, I first met him when he was 17 years old, 18 years old.
Mm.
Mm, he's a friend of my wife's brother, something like this. So I met him, and the first time I met him, I thought this guy is very smart. He's different from all these other people his age,
Mm.
and I really liked him. So since then, I kept in touch with him. He was working on 365 data science on the first project, our first big success where we worked together as well. Then he was a software developer at a different project that we had, and basically we've been working together for 6 years. And I think we're in this mentor-mentee relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's appropriate, but yeah, I guess. And
It's appropriate. He likes it.
yeah, I like it too. Yeah, and yeah, he's super entrepreneurial. I see a lot of my traits in him, and
Mm.
now that I'm going around fundraising, I see that these are traits which every entrepreneur, most of the founders, they have the same traits. And these traits are, you can't stop in the same place. You always want to do something. If you have a free minute, you're gonna start something new.
Mm.
And there is never a break. You can't sit in the same place. By the way, Ilko is the same. And these are very very founder traits. If you can sit in the same spot for 5 hours, it's highly probable you're not the entrepreneurial
Mm.
type, because entrepreneurs can't sit in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah. Anyways, so yeah, us three plus um, three more team members. So we had back then we had Katya. Katya is my sister, and we were working together on a different project as well. And as anyone in a startup, she does many things. So currently she's COO, CFO at Team-GPT, meaning all the finances go through her, and a lot of operations, administration, all of these things, documents, lawyers, like she's the point of contact for
Mm.
all of these things. And um, and yeah, but back then when we were starting, you don't need such a person when you start. You need someone who can do a lot of things. And Katya has done a lot of things. She knows how to work with WordPress. She knows how to she knows how to do code outreach. She was on the sales team at the previous
Mm.
project. So she has many different skills which are very important at the beginning of a new project. And when we were starting, actually it was her and Nikola Babic,
Mm.
one other very prominent team member of Team-GPT. It was the two of them doing all sales and customer support in the first 1-2 months of Team-GPT. And on the commercial side, it was Katya and Nikola who really brought this project to life. I would say the first 1 2 3 thousand, the
Mm.
first 3,000 users, they were the fruit of Katya's work, Nikola's work, and my work. Right, we were the people marketing. Yavor and Ilko were coding it,
Yeah.
and we also had Masha, visual storyteller at Team
That's how she
GPT.
likes to be introduced.
We've been talking about it, and she's like, I'm not a designer, I'm not a UXer, I'm not a but she created the website,
Mm.
she created the logo, the branding, the colors. Like, she came up with these things. She's creating the pitch presentations, she's creating the sales presentations. So she's telling stories with visual elements, and we think visual storyteller is an appropriate word for her. Um, but so yeah, Masha was an important member of the initial team. So it was the six of us who started, and it was interesting. It was very interesting when we started, because we got together on a Friday afternoon and had 1 hour call in which we planned the launch of this new product.
Mm.
It was in this very experimental way in which we had a Trello board, and the Trello board said, "Keep it lean." There was
Mm.
this.
It still says that.
It still says
It
that.
still
Keep it
says
lean.
that.
Yeah, and the thing was, do everything with like as little money as possible, as quick as possible, quick and dirty. Don't care about the details. Just ship, and
Mm.
let's test. And the initial team was very driven to do this as soon as possible, as quickly as possible, and they did it. They executed. One of the reasons why we launched so well, and I realized this only in retrospective,
Mm.
was that no, the team was already in place. We had done a bunch of successful things together, but a bunch of failures together as well. So all of us could have a very good idea who can do what,
Yeah.
right? And then when you give the tasks to people that you know very well, you know where they will
Mm.
where they will excel and where they will not. It's very easy to plan well, and this was very crucial for the first days of Team-GPT.
Yeah, you took my question right out of my mouth.
Really?
I was like, why? I was going to ask, why do you think Team-GPT was successful so early on? Because you had um, proof of concept, and people were finding out about Team-GPT and like contacting you about buying the software before it was even there available. And then once it became available, it got traction really quickly, and that's a, I think, successful product launch
Yes.
with
Um,
5 people, 6 people
yeah. So I would
for
take
a month.
I would take credit for the planning and assembling the team, but it's the people and what these people can do. And this is the most important thing to understand as someone who is assembling a startup team is you have to get the people together, and whatever people you get, these are the skills that you get.
Yeah.
And if the people are lacking the skills, you cannot do the thing, and think about it like this: if you don't have a nuclear fusion scientist, you can't do nuclear fusion. And it's the same with sales, marketing, customer support. If someone cannot talk to customers,
Mm.
you cannot do good customer support. So in our initial team,
With
we had
ChatGPT, you can do customer support even if you can't.
yes, exactly. Yeah, so this is why the product is so important, because it allowed people to do completely new things,
Yeah.
and people who sucked at customer support now can do customer support. But Moni, this was the initial team, and I love all of them, and I know them very well. But um, I think you were the first recruit,
Yeah.
and yeah, thinking about this. So I'm very interested, and I told you this before the episode. I'm very interested to hear your perspective because I remember very well how you were on top of my list, first person to
Flattered.
headhunt.
Flattered.
And I reached out several times, and
Reached out once.
no, we were going on these walks, and then we
Mm-hmm.
sat on this bench in the park. I remember recruiting
Yeah.
you very um, much, and I want to hear your perspective. So when I first called you,
Yeah.
what did you think about this?
Mm.
Yeah.
So first of all, I was extremely excited about the opportunity to work with you again. So we hadn't worked together for a while. We took like this break of 2.5 years, I think. So in this time, I got the chance to run an agency by myself, and like I did a lot of other management stuff, but I was missing the action, and I was missing the moving quickly and moving fast and just taking strides. And I had been following your previous projects as well. We're also neighbors, so we see each other. So I know what you've been up to. So when you called me, I thought, okay, this is really interesting. I'm gonna get to hear about this new thing that Iliya is doing. And you were already posting on LinkedIn about it, and I already knew what the product was. So I was excited. It was chat-gpt, it was AI, it was novel, it was you. I knew it had you had a plan. So I wanted to see what the plan was. And you're a very confident person. Like when you have a plan, you tell the story really nicely. So we went on a walk, and you spent like 2 hours walking me through your grand vision and how excited you were. And once I got that, I got the confidence that, yep, you're going to push really hard to make this happen. You believe in this, and you're going to push hard to make it happen. So for me, at that point, after that initial conversation, I was already kind of, I was really excited to take the next step and meet the team and see who I'll be joining, but I had almost already made up my mind. You think that I hadn't. I had already made up my mind.
Okay.
um, but yeah, I think the important thing is here for me as a first real hire that I made up my mind before I met anybody else on the team. You vouched for them, and we've been hiring people in the past before, so I know how you tend to hire people, and we overlap when we select good players. I think we can identify the people who are drivers, who are really good operators, who are like have a lot of agency. So I knew the team would have a lot of agency, but that was because you vouched for them. And then I met the team.
Before we go there, this is very interesting thing that you said. You said several traits. So they have agency. What do you mean about? What do you mean?
Agency is, to me, it's you have an idea and you take steps to execute it. It's not asking for permission, validation. It's not like building a plan to do it. You can still be methodical, but you get the job done. You take steps, you do it. It takes a certain combination of expertise and confidence to do that. You cannot do it if you're a complete, I mean, you can do it if you're a complete beginner, not to the good results that you can get if you're not a complete beginner. So I knew that you didn't get a complete beginner on your team, probably.
No, not a single one.
Yeah,
In the beginning.
there's not a beginner, and I knew that while you kept the vision in place, everybody would be working kind of independently without you needing to hold their hands. Like there would be drivers on the team that would be pushing to get where we want to get. And all of us want to get in some place. All of us are going to be carrying the weight, but we also have this freedom and responsibility and accountability to work on the things that, we can deliver, and we do it quickly. So that was important, knowing that was the team that I was about to join.
Very well put, Moni. I couldn't say it so well.
This was
but
not rehearsed.
yeah, but it's true. Yeah, you need these people with initiative, people who have experience, so they don't do the rookie mistakes.
Mm.
And all of the initial people were like this. They were experienced in failure and in success. So this is very
Yeah.
important. And
No, there's another thing I thought about after my first month. So we did kind of like we started out softly. You and I, you wanted to pull me in softly. That was like a scheme of yours. You were like, let's do this project. And after I spent a month on the project on Team-GPT, working with everybody, I realized that I have never been in a team with so many people who are so good and well put together. It was very,
ooh,
very impressive. Like, it was really impressive. Everybody could work with everybody else, and everybody could drive their own work. They did not need permission. They didn't need pushing, and that's a really
mm,
important one. They did not need pushing. That's just so much management overhead that was not necessary, and that's really good for a startup and just getting shipping fast, shipping
mm,
quickly.
yeah,
I
it's
was impressed. I got like a small imposter syndrome. Then it passed.
yeah. This is important in highly competitive teams, in very good teams. Everybody should have a bit of imposter syndrome because the others are so good,
Yeah.
and this is extremely important. I hope the other team members also have it. That they're like, oh, like these guys are so much better than me. But this is the kind of team you want to
Mm.
be in, and this is how you become better. And at this point, I'm remembering. So there were some people that joined before you, and you don't know
I
it.
don't know them.
Yeah, so there was this guy, developer, who joined, but he didn't make it on the team. And then there was this other guy who started after him, and he was also like, this team is moving too fast for me. I'm
Mm.
not used to this. I'm used to being, good,
Mm.
or like better than the others. And now at this team I don't feel like it, so I don't feel comfortable. And this is crucial in startups. You join the team, and you're making this. You're stating to the world, I will be a top performer,
Mm.
and I will be good because the others are counting on me to be my best self.
Mm.
And this is very, very very crucial.
Yeah, so I remember when I was joining, actually, we spent so many hours talking about the dynamics in the team, how different team members communicate, and there was actually, we already had more people on the team than those six plus me as the first hire. We have a technological partner.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So Ilko is a part of this organization, Camplight, and he's a co-owner there. And actually, when we first hired Ilko, we hired him through his
Mm.
organization, Camplight. And actually, if you remember, back in 365 Data Science, we were about to work with
Yeah,
them.
we were considering. I really liked them.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So we didn't work with them back then, but then several years later, I reconnected with them, and we started working. So, they're a team of professionals who work on different projects, and they have a lot of experience with different products.
Mm.
So Ilku has worked, I don't know how many, but between 30 and 60 different projects and products.
Yeah.
If you check out his GitHub, it's fireworks, it's New Year's, every day.
No, I had a friend check out his resume and he was really impressed. Like he's another senior developer, but he wanted to work with Ilko just because he is so impressive as a background.
Yeah,
But
he's
yeah.
done so many things. So when you joined, maybe we already had this Slack. We had a common Slack with the people from Camplight, and the whole idea was many people from me and my other teams and projects, and people from Camplight and their projects would be joining Team-GPT together, and we would be moving this project together
Mm.
further. And actually, what I told them back then was, we have to add one person per month from each side to this project so it's successful. And the first person I brought was
Yeah.
you. And
Still here.
yes. Yeah. And so from their side, the first person I was extremely enthusiastic about was Marta.
Mm.
And she is one of the founders of Camplight.
Yeah.
11, 12 years ago, something like this. And she was on one of the other projects that we worked together. She's a software engineer, and I knew her from before. I had seen her live, and I liked her very much. So we worked together for a couple of months, and she's very methodical, very trustworthy. You know that whatever she says she's gonna do, she does it.
Yeah.
And this is extremely important to be able to rely on the other people in the team. So how did Marta get on the team? Well, I recorded these onboarding videos. There were these 4 or 5 hours of onboarding videos.
Yep, 4.5 hours. I watched every single one of them.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I recorded them for 2 days. It was Saturday and Sunday, and I was recording everything about the company that needed to be known. Anyways, Marta watched them as well. I didn't know, but she watched them, and then I went to this camp. So Marta and her husband, they go camping in the summer with their camper, and I went.
And they're from Camplight.
Yes, they founded it.
They founded Camplight.
Yeah, so they're
from a camper.
Yeah,
at camp.
exactly. So I go to the camp of Camplight.
Yeah.
In the camper.
Yeah.
And in the evening we had this very big campfire. Yeah, I guess this was kind of an initiation in the Camplight ways, but I brought my own tent because there was no other way to stay the night. So we spent the night together. No, this sounded off. So
your wife was also there.
My wife, Marta, her husband, Ilko and Javor were also there for some of the time, but I think they didn't sleep there. So we spent the time at the camp, and I think this was the point when Marta decided to join the project for real. So yeah, I did. At this time, I didn't know it, but apparently it was a part of the recruiting.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't expect it. Anyways, so this is the next person who joined. Oh, I forgot a key one, by the way.
Who did you forget?
Jeku.
Oh no, yeah, you forgot Jeku. He was before me, but you forgot him because he's part-time and he's your mentor.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
you forget your mentors.
I'm trying to do this chronologically,
Yeah.
but it's so hard. Jeku, yeah, okay.
So before we talk about Jeku, I just want to say, you said in the beginning that the way you put the team together is not how they put it together in Ocean's 11, but it's very much how they put it together in Ocean's 11. So you know people, you've worked with people from the past, you know what they can do, and you just get them on board for this specific project and their specific skill sets. So I think it's exactly like that.
Okay, now that you say it, it's similar, but it doesn't happen on a phone call. So you need...
It happens on multiple phone calls and camps. I get it.
Yes, so if you want high impact people, you have to put in a lot of effort to get them on board. You have to explain to them, you have to make them buy the vision.
Yeah.
You have to make them high impact people. They want certain things from life, and for them to join you and to believe you, you have to be able to offer them something in return. And usually the highest impact people, they can wait, and they know that they're coming in for the long run, and they're coming in for at least 2, 3, 4, I don't know how many years. I don't want anyone to be scared. No, I'm committed for so many years. But at the same time, you can't expect to build something in a day. Rome was not built in a day. And
yeah, but now websites are built in a day with chat-gpt.
Yeah.
Things are getting built in a day.
But successful businesses are not. And
Fair.
and again, we've seen this great success with Team GPT, but you see how far behind, like how far back all of these team members go,
Mm.
and how hard it was to put them together. And
Yeah, we had some failures as well.
yes, yes, we did. But as I like to say, when me and you, when we were at 365 Data Science, we hired so many people, so many interviews, and um, we hired for any position possible.
Mm.
So you remember interviews, phone interviews, tasks. It's very important to do it. Let's talk about this. So sorry, we don't have much time, but let's talk about this just for a minute, because the other day they asked me how do you recruit, and people that I don't know, what do I do? First, I have to have a call with them. They need to impress me in more than one way.
Mm.
I don't show it, but I feel it. Then I give the task, and if the task needs to be at least 4 hours long. Before I was giving shorter tasks. Now it's like, are you committed? If you cannot commit 4 hours now, you cannot commit for the long run. So I give them big tasks, and then I have to meet them live, and I have to feel the vibe of the person before I go ahead. What do you think? You have hired almost the same amount as me, because we were always
Yeah.
hiring together.
No, a little less. I've heard a little less than you. Um, I have a very similar process to yours, and I think I said that in the beginning as well. I think we have very similar criteria when we're hiring people. We're looking for the same type of drive. You're a little bit more forgiving than I am, I think. Like, you're more optimistic than I am. I'm a little bit more rigid. Like, if yeah, but that's how you build. But that's also important for you to build the team that you're building. For example, one of the newer hires that we made, the first marketing hire, I was not that excited about this person. This person, I
No, you
thought
were
that
not.
their task, I thought that the way that they had completed the task was not ideal, and you also
What did
knew
you tell me?
that.
6 out of 10. You told me 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10, yeah.
Maggie, this is for you.
Now I believe it's 8 out of 10, and I think she has the potential to be 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
I
so
believe I am 9 out of 10.
to me, you're 10 out of
Yeah, thank you.
10. With Maggie, so she's different, because she's one of these fresh hires. So similar to Yavor, when I first met him, he knew nothing. And, me and you, we knew nothing when we started working, right? So Maggie, I saw her. I think I saw a lot of potential in her,
Mm.
and from the other stuff that she was doing, she was president of the TEDx at her university, organizing conferences. Very serious person. Um, but with these people, you can teach them, and
Yeah,
you take someone fresh out of university who has the internal drive, the agency that you're talking about, and then you can teach them your ways.
yeah,
And if they're receptive, it's gonna happen.
yeah. So I think that the key difference between you and me and our approach is I'm not necessarily good at hiring juniors. Uh, I'm not as forgiving, and I don't see the opportunity for teaching them, and I cannot assess really well how
Mm.
well they will be accepting of all the new information that we give them, or how much they
Mm-hmm.
want to learn new things. So I'm much better at hiring mid to senior level
Mm.
um, people with experience. I'm
Yeah,
much better at evaluating what they can do.
you're very
Um,
good at evaluating what people can do. Yeah, yeah, but maybe
yeah,
I think it's because I'm more optimistic as a person,
you are.
and I'm like, yay, this person will do great and everything. But I cannot hire five of them, five newbies,
Yeah.
because you need to put in the work and the time
Mm.
to
Yeah.
mentor them.
But that's also a thing that's important if you're an entrepreneur, right? So you have to be optimistic. Otherwise, you
Yeah.
will never take the step or jump or do anything like that. And I don't think that I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a really good employee. I'm a really good leader. I'm not an entrepreneur. And you
Interesting.
have a mix of different types of people on the team as well, because you need people who are really good at doing the work, driving the work, and all of those things. And you need people like Yavor and Yuko, for example, who just have new ideas. They don't necessarily stick to the path, and they innovate and they find the new paths where we can go.
Yes. So this is a very good example. So they too, Ilko and Yaor, amazing at innovation.
Mm.
But if you put them on this project where everything has to be very, stable, rigid, and to stabilize something for a long run, and they'll be like, no, I cannot innovate, I cannot, startup. I'm in a startup to do stuff and not to,
Yeah.
so this is important. I'm the same, if
I
work
know.
this becomes boring, I'm very, very demotivated.
Hmm.
And but at the startup, it's never boring.
It is never boring.
teamgpt.com/careers.
Nice. Uh,
Yeah, so who else? Jeku. I want to talk about Jeku.
yeah.
Jeku, my mentor. So throughout the years, I realized I need mentors and stuff. And I've been looking in my network of people who can teach me something I cannot do. And he has been close to the top of my list of people whose skill set is very different from mine.
Mm.
Uh, but um, but I want to have their skill set, and I've been always, inspired by him. And when I first met him, he
So
was
who is Jeku?
Jeku. Oh,
Maybe
Jeku,
just build the ethos
the
of Jeku.
ethos. Okay, Jeku. He's about 40 something years old right now. He had an MBA from Babson College. Then he was one of the early employees of WeWork,
Mm.
and he was one of the top salespeople for New York for WeWork, and then he moved to the UK, and he basically started the sales team. He was from the first two people in the UK, and then he was top salesperson for small and medium businesses, then for enterprise, then for this, then he was head of strategic growth, and his teams have hired more than 300 salespeople and trained them, and they have made more than $3 billion
Yeah.
in revenue. He has closed deals for up to $60 million per deal. Enterprise sales guru. So after talking to him, and now even if you're 20% Jeku in the way you talk to clients, you're already in top 1% of the people, I would say.
Mm.
He's so good at these things, and I'm very grateful that he gave me these important lessons. I was talking to him every 2 weeks, then every week. We're texting all the time. Jeku is also the first, so one of the first investors,
Yeah.
in the company. He's also building the enterprise sales team at Team-GPT.
Mm.
Everybody who is joining the enterprise sales team is recruited, vetted, interviewed by Jeku, and then by me. But to build a team, you want to find people who bring people with them, and this
Mm.
is key. If you have a VP, a main person, this person needs to be able. This person has a network. They have managed people, and they can bring them on board. If your key, head of sales, head of whatever, if they cannot bring in anyone else, either they were really bad at what they did, or they're too junior.
Mm.
And in Team-GPT, I managed to pull in a lot of people that have worked with me, who believe in me, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeku can pull in salespeople and so on. So this is a very key to be able to recruit. This is a very, very important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did Jeku join? He joined before I did, right?
The as soon as
He
we
was
had,
he was on the Friday call where you strategized about
He
Team
was not-
GPT.
he was not the. As soon as we hit 1,000 users,
Okay.
I wrote to Jeku, we need to have a call. I had a call with Jeku. I explained it to him, and he said, "You guys are onto something." He told his wife joined the call, I remember, and then we spoke about it, strategized. He told me, and he started with, okay, first thing you have to do, trademark, like
Yeah, I remember actually.
trademark for the name. And now we have it, thanks to Jeku. We filed it very, very soon after we started. But anyways, so Jeku started with this, and he has been mentoring me ever since. Very high level person. I tell him, bits and scrapes of the information, and then he just writes me one line, and it's so on point and so useful to me
Mm.
to elevate my elevate my game, whatever you call it, make me think a bit more high level than the operator that I was for years.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
say.
great. So you said that um, it's important that the people that are on the team right now, part of the core team, can bring people with them, especially if they're in like a leadership C-level position, something like that. But is this the plan for expanding the team going forward? Where are we?
Okay. So the ability to recruit, the ability to attract talent is key when you're building a business.
Mm.
So I have this ability, and because I'm very persuasive, as many founders are, they call it we're bending the reality. And when you're in the presence of a founder, they explain you how everything is rainbows and butterflies,
Yeah.
and how everything is gonna be amazing. So I'm good at recruiting. Okay, Ilko comes with Camplight,
Mm.
good at recruiting because there are a bunch of good people. Yavor is the chapter lead and president of the AI Engineer Foundation, chapter Europe, which is a part of the AI Engineer Foundation in San Francisco. And uh, he around this he we are able to bring in a lot of people like this. Jeku coming with a bunch of salespeople.
Yeah.
It's extremely important, this ability to be able to recruit. Yeah, with you, when I'm thinking about it with you, maybe you can't bring much people, but once they come, I know that if they cannot go through the Moni filter, it's a different part of the funnel, right?
Mm-hmm.
The others attract people, and you're the one who decides. So
No, I can also work really well with them and like set them up for success early on. I think
mm,
I'm quite good at onboarding, and making the decision within that 1 month of working together,
mm, yeah.
which is also important because these decisions need to happen quite fast as well.
Yeah, I think usually 2 weeks is enough for me to know, and for you, usually, if the
I would say
cutoff
3 to 4.
if the cutoff line is 2 weeks, nobody would make the cut.
Yes, I would say
Yeah,
3, 4.
but this is good. That's why we complement each other in this way. I'm very optimistic. You're not so much. So these
But
go well
I'm
together.
I feel like I'm also much more hands-on, and I can assess people and how they perform in specific situations.
Mm.
I think that also matters. You have now
Yeah,
kind of stepped away from
yeah,
some of the hands-on stuff,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
we
this
need
is.
that balance.
I have a blind spot right now. Yeah, the
Yeah.
more high level I'm becoming, I have a bigger blind spot for the actual capabilities of the people. I realize this,
Mm.
and we're using Trello, Loom, these things. Yavor calls them creeper software because you can see what others are doing. It's basically transparency, but
Yes.
uh, I am following what people are doing, and on a high level, I can see, has this person done work?
Hmm.
And then I know
Yeah.
what questions I need to ask
Yeah.
them to be able to extract this information, but generally, I trust you, and
Mm.
it's all good.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and trust is very important. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, I trust you for many of these things. I trust you for the marketing stuff. Although you're head of product, you're a very good marketer. So I trust you for the marketing. I trust you for
It's product marketing right now.
okay product
Anyways, like
marketing. Yeah, I trust you for the product. I trust you for the marketing. I trust you for product. Uh, can oh so many tangents, but I have to explain this well. When you're building a high performing team, you need the people to be good at more than one thing.
I remember that. You told me this like 6 months ago, and I've been thinking about it
Yes,
for 6 months.
you are a product marketer, whether you like it or not. You understand product,
Love it.
you're very good at marketing, and these things, the intersection of these things are this is golden.
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, Ilko is, this genius technical architect, but he's also very good at UX, which is
Yeah.
super rare, and that's why he's so good. And he's building highly complex stuff, highly innovative and beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, easy to
Easy,
use.
easy to use,
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, Yavor, software engineer, but at the same time, very good salesperson.
Mm.
People like him in real life as well. He's very, he's a community builder. And then, again, this is the intersection of stuff. I myself, I have done so many things in my life. I'm the intersection of stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Katya, our, you know,
CFO and
yeah,
COO.
finance, admin stuff and everything, but she has done every job that is possible in a startup, so she understands extremely well what others are doing. And Masha, consultant, personal assistant to the head of HR of Hilton
Oh.
in EMEA. She has done everything that a person could do as an assistant of a high profile person. She's like extremely good at these things and a visual person. uh, when you're looking at people, you have to, they say leadership skills, technical skills, operator, whatever. It has to be a couple of things. You cannot hire some, you can hire a specialist, but this is a different thing.
Yep.
At a startup, generalist, someone who can do many things.
Mm-hmm. And we will hire specialists once we get the funding. After all, this podcast is also for people who want to invest in us. So I have another question, and that's about how is getting funding going to impact the team and how you build a team.
So the thing with the funding, and yesterday I had this little tiny quarrel with a VC when on a call, and they asked me what are you gonna do with the money, and I told them I'm gonna build a very high performing team of 30 to 50 people who trust in the mission of the company, the whole idea, the field. They're excited about it, and they are optimistic that we can become a unicorn.
Yeah.
And this is if enough people get together who trust in this, we can do it. But if we gather people who don't trust we're gonna become a unicorn, people who don't wanna, do the extra mile, people who are not excited about AI, well, well, there, there's no money for them. The funding is not for these people. Funding is for people who are highly incentivized, highly, excited about this field. And what I want to do is to hire 30 to 50 people to work on this project with great enthusiasm in several teams. About 10 developers in 2-3 teams, about five AI engineers, about 5 marketers.
Mm-hmm.
Enterprise sales will minimum 5, between 5 and 20 depending on how well this goes, and the rest is support functions like customer support, HR, and a bunch of others.
And product.
You want a product person? Of
I
course.
want a product team.
Absolutely.
It's like 3 people.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, sure. You can have whoever you like. But
If they make the cut.
yeah, so I was putting this together with a dev. So dev and product, I was but the thing is, now I trust you that you will tell me I need this many people to do these jobs. If you're expecting of me to tell you you're gonna have a team of 3, yeah, I know you're not. That's why you have such an important role. So this is you. Jeku is the same. I have told Jeku, choose the people, bring them on the team, and tell them how like what to do. And this is what my job is. My job is to find the people I can trust to hire the other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the people I'll hire myself, others it has to come from you. The requirements
Mm-hmm.
come from the people.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. Okay. How are you? You said people need to be incentivized, and other than internal drive, because that's probably gonna account for like 75% of the incentive why people do the work, why they go the extra mile. What else have you had in mind? And I'm asking specifically about office spaces because we have talked about office spaces, and that is fun.
Cool. Okay, cool office, studio, together. Like we wanna, record these things to be able to record more of these there. Maybe we can collaborate with the guys that are taking the shooting
Yeah.
right now. So studio is important. Event hall, maybe it's not big, maybe it's for 30, 50 people, but we have to be able to gather presentation wall to be able to exchange information, have this common space. um, I want the people to have good desks, good computers, good second screens, which are very good, ergonomic chairs. These things are so basic yet so important. If you want to do good work, you need the not the most expensive, one of the most expensive laptops,
Yep.
because you cannot build the workplace of the future, or an amazing startup on a laptop which costs $500.
Mm-hmm.
You have to this is the tool of work. So equipment, feel good, place, and so on. These things, they incentivize people who want to work together on cool stuff.
Yeah.
Cool conference rooms. I want these pods, transparent pods. You go there for calls, but you're not in the dark or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So I think this is very important. And also, paid people need to be paid well, above average, for the top performance, way above average for anybody else. um, Depends on the person, of course, but this, of course, um, options, employee option pool, like ability to have a bit of to own a bit of
Yeah.
the business. All of these things are good. And there's this guy from Lemlist, Guillaume. He said his goal is to make everybody on his team a millionaire,
Yeah.
and this is very incentivizing for many people. Truth is, for every major company which is a unicorn, there are a bunch of people who become like they call it a life-changing event.
Mm.
They have a life-changing event. They do this, and at the end of this startup, they are they can retire.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um, I think this is a motivating thought.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a good thought. Another thing that I think you mentioned, sorry, you forgot to mention, was our employer branding. So
Mm.
we did talk about recruiting, and oftentimes we talk about people bringing other people in, but the fact is that people are starting to find us, and they're starting to want to join the team without us even considering recruiting at the moment for a specific position. And that's because we have an incredible, I think locally especially, we have a really good employer branding right now. And that's probably because of the events that we run, the events that we go to,
Mm.
conferences we go to, your personal branding on LinkedIn. It's really strong as
Mm.
well. Yavor has one as well. Um,
It's
yeah,
very intentional. It's very intentional to attract.
no accidents.
To attract the top people, you have to be out there. You have to wear the merch. The Americans, they came up with it. Everybody in America is wearing merch, and it's no coincidence. You have to. Yeah, you're wearing the company merch on your back. You go around. You meet people at events. You do the LinkedIn personal branding. Sure. We are going to these conferences, live events, whatever. And we're spreading the word as much as possible about Team-GPT. People need to know about us to want to work
Yeah.
with us.
Mm.
It's a mistake I have done in every other business, that I was not going out there. I was always hidden in the office, just
Working.
teaching 1.3 million students. But yeah, I was thinking it's all about the work, but it's all about the people. This
Yeah,
is the
yeah, yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this episode, right? That's why the team gets a whole episode.
Mm,
Um, yeah.
yeah. So um, yeah, maybe a final thought that I wanted to share was recruiters are breaking my balls, and they're asking me for so much money for someone to join the team. Please, if you have interest, go to our website teamgpt.com/careers. We all know you didn't hear about us from the recruiters. Please apply directly and talk to us. We're real
Yeah.
people, and we're the best people to interview you. And I don't want to hire a single person through a recruiter ever again.
Mm-hmm.
So please reach out directly.
Please do.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we mention just briefly what are we gonna talk about in the next episodes? I think I scattered it throughout the episode. We will be talking about our marketing and sales efforts. That's coming up. We'll be talking about Team GPT by the numbers, and I think that's a really interesting episode where we talk about just all the metrics that we follow and financials and all of those things. As we said, this is called Data Room, and it's just to bring you in the room with us so you know what Team GPT is doing and how we're going, and if you want to join us in whatever capacity. So, yeah, join us in the next episodes.
Thank you, Moni.
Thank you.